What would you kids do without me? How's your eye looking? A little better? All right. What's going on, everybody? Fellow humans and resellers. It is I, James, redoptionagency.com. 20 plus years selling on eBay. And of course, you know my lovely assistants, Miss Courtney and Mr. Vern. Today's sales, kicking it pretty good. In the last 9 hours, has it been? 31 orders. So not bad at all. So we'll get into that and see what's sold. And I'm going to give you an error I made. And I've done this twice. And the last time I did this, had this situation, is when I found out about it. And then this time I forgot about it. And it's very easy to miss. So at least on my computer. So had a return. Got it back like this. Received without contents. They didn't even tape up the box. It was a portable DVD player with the flip open thing. If you watch my videos, you probably remember me shipping that out. They returned it because they said it gets too hot sitting on her husband's lap when he's trying to watch it in bed. No problem. Send it back. Comes back, empty box. So I file a, item not returned as sent. Took pictures of the box. But when you do that, you've got to scroll a little bit farther down. On my computer, it's so easy to miss unless you scroll all the way down on the page and hit save. If you don't scroll down and hit save, it won't save your pictures. So I sent it in, and without pictures, they declined it because there was no proof that it was the buyer's fault. I'm like, because I had called to make sure that was the mistake. Well, I had called to get an answer, and then I realized I didn't hit save on the pictures. It came to my mind when I was talking to her. I'm like, damn it. And I also had received a negative feedback that I put in to get taken off, and they declined taking it off. I'm like, no, you're taking this damn thing off. Because I had a Foreigner 4 record, and it was water damaged, the cover was, and clear as day in the pictures. I put in the description, pay attention to the pictures. Went up to Canada. I only sold it for $4. Went up to Canada. He complained, was all pissy. I'm like, open a return and send it back. No big deal. So he opened a return. He goes, there's no free return label. I go, because you're in Canada, so I'll refund you when I get it back. Because a lot of the times these people will just complain trying to get something for free. You tell them to open a return and they go away. Because they're just trying to get something for nothing or some money back. So I figured that's what this guy was doing. So I'm like, so he opened a return. Then he started getting all pissy about it. And then he said, I want $9 back. I'm like, dude, it's only a $4 album. I ain't giving you no $9 back. And, well, I'm going to leave a negative if you don't give me $9 back. And I'm like, you crossed the line. So I put into eBay that he tried to extort me, give him $9 or he's going to leave negative feedback. And they declined it, wouldn't do it. So I called in. I go, look, he opened a return, a return to sender, and he hasn't sent it. He's not going to send it. Look in the emails. He wants $9 for this $4 item, or he's going to leave negative. So she took it off. So it's like, thank you. At least one thing went right today. On the negative front, I got another negative guy. One of those people, the audio is messed up. I'm like, oh, no problem. Open up a return, send it back. Hear nothing from him. He leaves a negative feedback. You reach out to him, doesn't respond to your emails. One of those, you ain't going to get those taken off. So, another negative. But that's all right. Like I said, when you get them, I put on it, I'm like, sorry for the issue. Always contact the seller with every issue. Been doing this 21 years, and I guarantee all my items with free returns. I will reach out to buyer to try and fix the situation. That shows anybody looking at your feedback that you do care and you try to take care of situations. They just don't always work out because a buyer just trying to get something for nothing. But that's the way it is. All right, we're going to get this stuff shipped out and see what all sold. Went over to the honey haul, and I got some good classic rock CDs. Got about 61 CDs, and it's going up. What else? I got a bunch of shoes. Can't think of what else. I haven't got to listing all of them yet. I'm in the middle of listing CDs. I just went out for a bike ride and rode about 15 miles. So I got that out of my system. Had to go de-stress a little bit. And that wind was killing me, man. Trying to ride against wind when it's like hitting you at 15 miles per hour. Pain in the booty hole. Pain in the booty hole. But anyway, I'm feeling good. Took my bath, feeling refreshed. We're going to ship and then get back to a listing. It's 7 o'clock right now. I don't really have anything to watch on TV, so I'm just going to go back and list. I think I got something that comes on tonight that records, so I'll watch that right before I fall asleep. So it's the only time I really watch TV is Blues game or within a 2-hour span of laying down and falling asleep. Depending on how tired I am. It could last 30 minutes to 2 hours normally. And then out, turn off TV and snooze fest. All right, enough talking. Let's get to work. All right, right off the bat. Are you ready for a vinyl lot? Yeah. All right, we got 3 vinyls. 3 records. Headed to Youngstown, Florida. Sold for $13.50. We got Kenneth Copeland. We got Lou Rawls, is it? It looks like Lou Rawls. Yep. And Linda Ronstadt. It's 3 albums, $13.50. I had bought these things many years ago. Like a bag full of like 25, 30 of them or whatever for like $2. And sold a bunch of them at the beginning. Then they kind of stopped selling. Took them down over time. Went into storage, put them back up maybe 6 months ago, and I've sold maybe 2 or 3 since then. Just for $5, getting moved. El Paso, Texas. So, are you ready for a CD lot? I'm guessing it's, yeah, these 3. So we got Chant. We got Soul of Russia. Screw you, Russia. Chance. And another Chance. 3 CDs, and they took advantage of my clearance. Buy 2 or more, get 50% off. So we got $7.50 going to Morgantown, West Virginia. Dollars and Spence Family Tree. Promos, cassette sealed, sold for $14. Headed out to California. All right, you know they're making sellers do that whole thing with Germany now, where you got to sign up to this company you got to pay like $50, $60 a month or a year to do some legal crap or with your packaging. So it's, I mean, I understand it, but the way they're doing it's a pain in the butt, it looks like. And I can't remember the last time I sent anything to Germany anyway. Even when I was doing web interprets where they were putting it on the international site, I think Germany was like number 5 on my list. I think still is technically. US, obviously. UK, Canada, Australia, and then I think Germany was after that. I rarely send anything to Germany, so I don't think I'm even going to mess with it. So they can just turn off Germany from my account, and I don't think it's going to matter at all. So we'll see over the next week, because I can't remember, since doing these videos, I can't remember the last time, I can't remember ever saying this is going to Germany, to be honest with you. Maybe once? Maybe? I don't know. I don't remember. So I'm going to try to pay attention to that. It starts in July. So pay attention over the next couple months and see how many I send to Germany, and if I should really waste my time with signing up for all that crap, because it's probably not really worth it for me anyway. Mr. I Wear the Face cassette going to Greenland, and sold for $5. You know what's kind of sad is you always thought and hoped, at least I did, like with the internet, that it would make the world smaller. And it just seems like with all the like rising prices and regulations and custom fees and all this stuff. It just seems like the governments of the world just making everything harder to be kind of like, you know, smaller world, if you will. It's just, it's pretty sad, to be honest with you. You would think it would just kind of be, you know, they would find easier ways to do it. And I don't know, with all the technology too, you would think it would be a lot cheaper to do it nowadays, kind of like the way pirate ship is doing it, where everything's going to one central location, and then you can utilize, you know, you can fill a plane basically. There's no empty voids, kind of like the way I'm going to do down here. There's going to be no empty voids. Everything's going to be done nice, neat, properly, no wasted space, no wasted energy type of thing. You would think that in 2022 that's the way shipping would be worldwide. And it just, and even local, I mean, it's cheaper that, you know, like I've said many times before, it's cheaper for somebody in China to send something to my neighbor, but yet for me to send it to my neighbor, you know, it's going to cost at least $4. So for China, it costs them $1 now to send an item from there to my neighbor. So I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to me, to be honest with you. Anyway, ELO secret messages. So for $6, headed to Washington. And all it's going to take, the one good thing about America and the whole, you know, following the, you know, creating the dream, somebody's going to come along and figure it out, like Pirate Ship did with International, and just start taking over certain areas, because they're going to figure out how to do it cheaper, better, faster, quicker, whatever, to save people $1. That's the great thing about, it was capitalism in this country, is somebody can figure it out and create it and build a dream off of it. So anyway, let's go. I was watching this video with the new electric Hummer. Pretty nice car. And they were saying like $1,200 worth of gas has been shrunk down with like into $30 worth of electricity. I'm sitting there and I'm going, well, who's going to say, hey, Elon, I need 500,000 postal trucks, the size of the post office, electric. Can you do that for me? Of course, you know, he's going to be like, hell yeah, I can do that for you. That's all it's going to take. Somebody to come up with that. And just think of the money that they're going to save. And that could reinvent domestic shipping. Just changing over the cars that they you know, deliver with, from gas powered to electric. I think that alone will save tons of money over time. I mean, day after day, the cars get driven. So it's only a matter of time before somebody's going to figure it out and do it better than the Postal Service. So, all right, we've got a Need for Speed with the Greatest Hits version. So for $7, headed to New Jersey. Farah to Mock a Killing Bird. Great album. So for $9, headed to Texas. All right, snippets from Slash's Snake Pit Ain't Life Grand album. Promo cassette. So for $8, headed to Las Vegas. All right, George Michael, Jesus to a Child, with our old Sound Warehouse sales stickers on there. Love that. There's the normal one. So February of '96 is when this arrived in the store. Store 143, I don't remember which store that was. It wasn't Ladue and it wasn't the Hampton store, so I'm not sure which store that was. Don't remember. But so for $4, headed to Los Angeles. Radiohead Creep. Cassette single sold for $8, headed to Middletown, New Jersey. Are you ready for a CD light? Yeah. All right, a couple of little flip CDs came from the Hastings buyout I did. All right, 2 CDs sold for $20, headed to West Fargo, North Dakota. A Jerusalem CD sold for $5, headed to Pine Grove, Pennsylvania. Convictions That Conquered the World CD sold for $9, headed to Falls Church, Virginia. Very fitting. Falls Church, religious. Are you ready for a hat light? Yeah. All right, we've got 6 hats. Sold for $59, headed to New Jersey. Preserve, Golf Club, South Beach, US Open, Golf, Volkswagen, Halfway Inn, Lake of the Ozarks, and West Plains Country Club Visor. Very nice. Kind of looked for some lives that we could jump into and interrupt on this video, but not really interrupt since we're not really jumping in, but to watch and critique and to mess with. How about that? To have fun with, to play with, to jest, if you will. But maybe I think I'm just not signed up to enough people yet, so I got to find enough people and start subscribing and stuff like that. So anyway, we got this cool Colorado University Buffaloes hat. Sold for $16, headed to Hastings-on-Hudson, New York. I knew I was going to forget to order something. I need to order some of these. Alrighty, we've got Green Bay Packers Super Bowl shirt. Sold for $10, headed to Bloomington, Illinois. Alright, I gotta ask, how many people go to, all the people that go to these games with this name, how many jokes are made in the stand every game? Because, Gamecocks. All right, sold for $6, headed to College Point, New York. Aaliyah, life cut short too soon. Man, I hate flying, but those little planes, I couldn't imagine getting on one of them and being as weirded out on planes as I am. If I got on a little plane and it looked like there might be too much weight, I'd be questioning. I'd be like, can this plane handle all this weight? Because from what I remember, there was too much weight on the plane. Were they in Hawaii? Hoppin' Islands, maybe? If I remember correctly. And too much weight was on the plane, the little plane. And it ended up going down. Sold for $11, headed to Seattle, Washington. All right, we got this vintage St. Louis Cardinals jersey here. Sold for $10. Headed to Brooklyn, New York. 1991. St. Louis Blues, Stanley Cup champions 2019. Hey, at least they tied the series up, so we're going back to Minnesota, 2-2. All right, $10 going to Sullivan, Missouri. We got an unknown S logo hat. Sold for $8. This thing got to be reshaped a little bit. Headed up to Canada. Kota. Looks like a karting, go-kart place, I'm guessing. Sold for $10, headed to Austin, Texas. Hey. Hood River, Oregon. Pistol hat. Sold for $7.50, headed up to Oregon. Alrighty, we got this vintage Faith shirt. Sold for $6, headed to Santa Ana, California. Alrighty, we got this Cabela's button-up men's shirt. Sold for $12, headed to Evans, Georgia. We got Peggy Lee Record Club version. Sold for $4.50, headed to Baltimore, Maryland. So darling, darling, stand by me. I know you were waiting for me to sing a song off an album, right? $7, or sorry, attempt to sing a song off of an album. Sold for $7, headed to Charlotte, North Carolina. You know what time it is? It's your favorite time. It's your new favorite time. It's time to hit the West Wing. Look at these comfy little kids. Look at that. Better rub my belly. Rub my belly. He's like, yeah, I'm next. I got next. Alrighty. We got rubs. We got rubs. You get more later. Head over to the West Wing, shall we? I moved all my country albums in here that I had picked up. 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes. So one of them sold, so we'll pull that and a couple of other items. We got a little Don Williams, The Country Collection. And recognizing any songs. All right, sold for $14, and I think this is going to Canada. We've got a little Disney Mickey and Minnie bag for your gold. A little backpack. Looks like a little gold bag. Sold for $9. Okay, we got a little Bridgestone hat. Sold for $7. All right, we got a little Vineyard Vines. Sold for $9. We got a little Laura Branigan, whose song Gloria was like the theme of St. Louis Blues 2019 Stanley Cup run. This year they're using the Beach Boys because they all dressed up in summer beach clothes for the outdoor game, the Winter Classic. So for $8, headed to Medford, Oregon. There's that vintage doctor scale I picked up at the Honey Hole. Healthometer. Paid $10 for it. I think I put it up for $100. Local pickup only, because I ain't shipping that thing, especially with the raise in prices. But anyway, we've got a cashmere sweater for you. Owlin Floozer, something of that nature. Women's cashmere sweater, sold for $14, headed to Hemet, California. We are now at 8 o'clock, and that concludes our evening shift of shipping. I'm getting ready to click the sound for the dogs so they know what's going on, and away it goes. Oh wait, I got one more click afterwards. Forgot. Gotta change the destination printer to the laser printer. Now we got the print. You gotta love it. Guys are trained by printer noises, aren't you? Trained by the printer. Stretchums. You ready for your dinner? Ready for your dinner? Your dinner? I had to cut her back, so I cut her back on food. She was getting 2 cups a day. He gets 4, but I wanted to cut her back because of her legs and her getting older. So I've started feeding him 3 times a day instead of 2. So she gets a half a cup 3 times a day now. So she cut her back a half a cup. So seems to be working. She's not really, doesn't seem starving or anything. So, and he's always hungry and always has been and always will be. He could eat all day, every day. The only time I ever was able to leave food down all day, every day, and not worry about a dog overeating is with 2 greyhounds. When we had the 2 greyhounds, they would eat when they wanted to. But what's funny is then when Courtney came along, I couldn't leave the food down anymore because she would just overeat. But I had the bag open, and one of the greyhounds, the one who didn't race, Jenny, we called her Moo Moo because she was white with brown spots, kind of like Vern. And Moo Moo was her nickname. But she'd always walk in and stick her head in the bag and start eating out of the bag. It was so funny. But I didn't have to worry about them because they had high metabolism. They were always running off and everything. So didn't have to worry about them girls. Gotta worry about you. Don't want you overeating, getting too much weight. Yeah, you too. All right. Appreciate everybody. Thank you for watching. And we shall see you all in the next video. She bumps my leg when she wants attention. That's something new. She kind of started about a month ago. She'll come up and she'll start bumping her nose against my leg. All right. Later.